We want to welcome you to Combat Nights. I'm Spencer Hunt alongside Landon Corbin, and we are thrilled to be back with the second half of St. Patrick's Day Showdown. And what an interesting way to kick off our episode tonight, Landon. You see there Commissioner Streets in the ring with the heavyweight champion, Ray Fury, doing a little birthday celebrating happening in the ring. But here to interrupt, Tony Donato, the Freight Train, who we know from just a few episodes ago on Combat Nights, was the special guest referee in Ray Fury's matchup against Jesse Dragonheart, made that entirely about himself, and here he is to do the same tonight to kick off Combat Nights.
I heard you yapping, running your mouth, talking about birthday celebrations for people that, quite frankly, hardly matter. Don't matter. And there was more than one about that sex. And that's his theme. That's the theme for Ray Fury tonight. He's talking about things that just don't matter. We're talking about birthdays for some random guy. We're talking about title reigns for 400 days, but who's really counting? I'm not. I'm counting the end. And it's at 0, by the way. It's at 0, and I'll tell you why it's at 0. Because regardless of what any of you think, at the end of the day, I still hold a fat money contract for a title shot anytime, any place. And I'll tell you something, I take my time, I watch, I learn, I listen, and I wait for the right moment. Because just be quiet, everybody else is quiet, act like the rest of these stooges, and just do right. I'm glad you're already just not telling the truth. But here's the thing. The reason, and the only reason, Mr. Fury, Mr. Big Belt Betty, Mr. Ain't Nowhere, whatever you want to call yourself. Hey, look at me when I'm talking to you. Look at me when I'm talking to you. The only reason, I want you to hear this, that you have 400 days is because there's nobody in that locker room who can touch me. And you don't get in the ring with me for that reason. Who's this random guy?
Random guy? That's no random guy, that's that dude. John Davis. Probably had enough of hearing Tony Donato, if I had to guess.
I sure have.
Before I get started, before I say anything, Tony, shut up.
Somebody had to say it.
Ray. For people who don't know, I've known him since pretty much day one. For people who don't know, I've kind of taken him under my wing. For people that don't know, a lot of his successes, I've been there for. I've coached him, I've helped him become the fighting champion that he is and that all of you are proud of.
It's true.
With that, for those of you who don't know, my name is John Davis. I have been doing this for longer than a lot of you have been alive.
What's up, Daddy?
I appreciate that. You're my boy. I'm not coming here to lose. But with that, we have a loudmouth over here.
Yeah.
I saw him in the back doing push-ups, running sprints, oiling himself up. He kept taking selfies of himself on his cell phone. Check his Snapchat, I don't know what it is. But he talks an awful lot.
Oiling himself up. There's kids in the audience.
And if you don't mind, we're going to be on later. I need a little bit of a warm-up. It's a tough guy. If you want it, I'll throw boots to your dumb face right now.
Whoa. John Davis, he's got a heavyweight championship match in our main event, but he's looking to fight right now against the Freight Train. Fort Walton Beach wants to see it.
Got one man who can make it official.
John, this is what I think. I think that you can stay with Ray in that match up there. I think I got a guy in the bench that can shut his mouth. What do you think?
Hey, you know what? Why don't we sweeten the pot a little bit more? Since you want to run your mouth like you're the freight train, I said ain't no way. Freight train, ain't no way. Since you want to run your mouth, I think you should put that contract on the line. Tonight.
Put up or shut up, Tony Donato.
Leon, what do you think?
Matter of fact, Matt, can I speak? Matter of fact, Tony, I think that's a great idea.
Bring him out, and I'll do what I gotta do. And I want you to watch closely. I really want you to watch closely. Because I'm the man. Okay, that dude.
Give me the person for Tony.
Could Tony Donato's confidence be his downfall, putting it all on the line right here?
From Adel, Georgia, weighing in at 18% body fat, Draco Nix.
Draco Nix making his Combat Nights debut with a massive opportunity. Looks like the contract will be on the line on a night where we thought the stakes couldn't get any higher, with the Combat Sport Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship on the line in the main event. But our opening contest just got that much more important, Landon.
Well, no doubt. I mean, this whole time you had to imagine Tony Donato had a special interest, we'll call it, in the main event, obviously inserting himself into the situation.
And it is for Tony Donato's any title, anytime, anywhere contract.
And now, just as you heard David Storm say, it's the contract up for grabs here. And what an opportunity for Draco Nix here in his debut.
Well, and ever since Tony Donato won that contract at the end of last year, that's all we've heard. He's walked around as smug as you can imagine, right? Knowing that he can cash in that contract for any title, anytime, anywhere. You take that contract away from him tonight, what happens to Tony Donato? The freight train leaves the station.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have to counter that a little bit, Spencer. I mean, you know, Tony Donato had to find his way to that contract, right?
Sure.
He has a lot of confidence, and that's because he has the belief in his own ability. That's how he got the contract in the first place. But his mouth certainly has him in a situation right now. Back against the wall, put up or shut up time for Tony Donato.
And Draco Nix, you heard that, 18% body fat.
I believe it.
The kind of athletes that we love to see here at Combat Sport Pro Wrestling, here at Props Brewery, Fort Walton Beach, Florida. All part of St. Patrick's Day Showdown. Here, episode number 5 of Combat Nights. We want to again welcome you into the action and thank you for following along our first 4 episodes. We've had a blast bringing you this action here on YouTube. We would love for you to subscribe, obviously below, and hit that notification button as Tony Donato gets those shoulders down for the first pinning combination of the matchup. But an exciting night ahead on Combat Nights. We obviously know this first matchup, high stakes with that contract on the line as these two men jockey for position. But coming up, women's division action. Stella Wren versus Brooklyn Barrett. both, I believe, making their debut, at least on Combat Nights. Familiar with Combat Sport Pro Wrestling, but Combat Nights are their first matchup later on tonight. And then in our main event, that dude, John Davis, 1-on-1 with Ray Fury, 400 days as Combat Sport Pro Heavyweight Champion. Will that all come to an end, or will the reign continue in our main event tonight?
So much history between those two. I can't wait for that one. But look at this. Tony Donato has the shoulders down on Nix. And you know Tony Donato is going to pay close attention to our main event as well, Spencer.
He may have less of a reason to, quite frankly, if Nix is able to take this contract off his hands.
He's got every opportunity to do that right now. And look at this. Nix takes the back. You saw how quickly he ducked under that.
That's what's been impressive in the early going of this matchup. These guys kind of trading blow for blow, tit for tat with this sort of mat wrestling here.
Similar size and stature from these competitors. You have to imagine Donato's been a little bit surprised at the performance from Nix so far.
Well, you know, when you think you're the best thing going today, when you think you're the best in every locker room you step in, yeah, you're going to be surprised when people keep up with you. But look at this. Nix had the suplex, but Donato lands on his feet, pushes him off. Oh, look at that. Rolls through, does Nix, and a shoulder tackle takes down the freight train. Cover, and a kick out at 1 there.
Unbelievable agility. Great job on the official for keeping up with this action. Did you see that slide in for that cover? Incredible.
It's why he's so popular here in Combat Sports Pro Wrestling. Up and over goes Nix. Here we go. Another kick out at 2 from Donato. But this thing, fast-paced action, beautiful hip toss there from Nix, and Tony Donato needs a breather.
Absolutely exciting action like you can only see here on Combat Nights. Nix is fired up for this one. He has Tony Donato on the rails.
There's some sort of railroad track pun there I'm trying to think of. There's something there, Landon. I just know it.
He is looking to derail.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's right there.
You're welcome.
Taking his sweet time is Tony Donato. Listen, he was the one that came out here interrupting Ray Fury. Birthday celebration, and just look at that. Bouncing Nix off of the top rope
Happy
there.
birthday to the top rope.
And here we go, back suplex. Lands Nix, back of his neck, and a cover there for Donato, kick out at 1.
Nix hit hard, and man, talk about your equilibrium getting smashed. How about we smash it up a little bit more? Close fist from Donato. Official's gonna have to get in there.
Have to commend our commissioner, Leon Streets, for making this match happen. John Davis was ready, willing, and able to step up there
no doubt
to face Tony Donato. But, you know, sort of preserving the main event, having Ray, of course, Ray Fury and John Davis set to go later on tonight. But stiff competition nonetheless for Tony Donato, as Nix here trying to look for a way back into this matchup. Hasn't really been the same since he got knocked off that top rope from the outside by Tony Donato.
You know, I'm still wondering if that speaks to the character of John Davis, willing to step into the ring with a man like Tony Donato on a night where you know you have to wrestle for a heavyweight championship, or you know, does it speak more so to maybe that he's not focused. He's not fully game for a heavyweight title match. I guess we'll find out in the main event.
Yeah, listen, we've seen a lot of John Davis over the years. One of the very best to do it here in the Gulf Coast and kind of all in southeastern U.S. Hard to find a night where John Davis is out of focus, but you're absolutely right. Somebody that you know needs to zero in. You're not going to end a 400-day championship reign without being completely focused.
Well, exactly my point.
Yeah. As
we've heard Tony Donato say at length, he wants to be the man to end that streak. He's going to have to get past Nix if he wants a chance at doing that.
Taking his time to jaw with the Combat Sport Pro fans here at Props Brewery. As Nix fights his way back up to his feet. Couple of blows and a big chop there ringing out here at Props. Donato trying to fight his way out of the corner here. Is able to turn it around into Nix. Here comes the freight train.
Ooh! Full speed ahead with that uppercut. And Nix is feeling every bit of that one.
You have to wonder how it would look for Tony Donato as he charges it again. If he would stop taking the time to jaw with the fans in between and show off and do push-ups. Just like John Davis said, right? He's in the back taking pictures on Snapchat, blowing himself up. Listen, if this guy was as focused on his opponent as he is on himself, he might already be heavyweight champion.
Well, I think you're exactly right. It's sort of frustrating when we see Tony Donato do these sorts of things. The man has so much natural God-given ability, and he just doesn't apply himself to the fullest that it could be. And oh my gosh, talk about God-given ability.
The drop kick from Nix exploding out of the corner. I don't know how Tony Donato stayed in the ring.
Props Brewery getting a treat in this one. And look at this, Tony Donato slowing the momentum again.
Ooh, that knee to the midsection sends Nix rolling through, and he just hasn't found a way to get back on the advantage. And our official there stopping the count because you could tell there was a choke there with the knee while Tony Donato was pinning Draco Nix.
Well, yeah, it goes back to, once again, it's that overconfidence. It's not committing to anything, and just it really shocks me. How does Tony Donato expect to win a championship with this type of performance?
Well, because he's entitled to it, right? He thinks that he doesn't have to do anything different because he is naturally talented. He's put in the work in his mind. The championship will come. Here we go.
To be seen. How about this? Belly to belly.
Cover on Nix for the win. A kick out at 2 at the very last second, Landon.
Man, I mean, talk about tough as nails. Nix still in this thing. Can he fight his way back and earn that championship opportunity?
What a way to debut on Combat Nights, right? First night in here at St. Patrick's Day Showdown. And could suddenly have an opportunity for a championship anytime he wants it.
Well, listen, it's been a wonderful performance from him. I mean, clearly agility absolutely off the charts. He has the stature.
It's starting to feel, Landon, as again, using the ropes to his advantage as Tony Donato, it's starting to feel like Nix needs one big moment to get Tony Donato off of his game and get control of this matchup. Just one thing needs to go his way. Let's see if he can make it happen.
It's not over until the bell rings.
By the way, the big Tony Donato fat head in the crowd, did you see that?
I was thinking I was hallucinating. Is that someone actually has a Tony Donato?
Yeah, 100%. Nix lands on his feet.
You gotta love the fans here at Props Brewery.
Absolutely. Whips Donato across. Donato reverses it. Here comes Nix, ducks under. Coming back, ducks under again. Oh, and flying at him. Taking Donato off his feet. Trying to fire up the Combat Pro fans here at Props Brewery. Dragging Tony Donato to the center of the ring. There's a pin attempt for you. Cover and a kick out there by Donato.
Yeah, I mean, once again, showing that agility, that swiftness, and now, how about the power game? Got him up in the fireman's carry, and Tony Donato finds the escape, grabs wrist control, goes in the corner, up and over goes Nix, rolls back, could gain the momentum back right here, hip attack.
Both men on their feet. Oh, and a forearm could have taken Donato out for good, and if that didn't do it, the German suplex.
Absolutely explosive. This is that big moment that Nix needed, Spencer. Could he have Donato right here?
Winding up is Draco Nix. Oh, went for that massive lariat. Put all he had behind it. But Donato ducks out of the way at the very last second. And now, he's got the pump handle. Spins him out. And the slam to the mat.
Whoa!
I just knew that was it.
Pro wrestling is a game of inches. And look at this. Nix kicks out again, and Tony Donato can't believe it.
What was that spin out sort of pump handle bomb there from Tony Donato? And you could tell from Tony, he thought that was it. He thought it was academic. And quite frankly, Landon, I think you and I did as well.
I think everyone at Props Brewery thought that was it for Nix. but Nix has absolutely no quit in him. Can he survive?
Well, he's got nothing to lose, right? Debut on Combat Nights, an opportunity at a championship match. If he can win the contract, he's going to leave it all in that ring.
And I think that might give you even more motivation than otherwise, Spencer. Wait a minute.
Can Nix duck Donato's big swing? He got him up. There it is. The cover. Didn't see it coming to Donato, but he kicks out at 2.
That Michinoku driver has put away many a man, but Tony Donato showing some grit in this one. Nix wasting little time. Back on his feet now. Up in the torture rack, dangerous territory. Donato finds the top rope here, it looks like.
And that's enough to get him off the shoulders. And our official in the corner didn't see. Donato goes low. Come on.
TKO from Tony Donato.
And the freight train wins. Tony Donato came out here, interrupting the heavyweight champion, interrupting the commissioner, talking a big game, running his mouth like he's done week after week here on Combat Nights. Has an incredible opponent in Draco Nix, who he has to put his contract on the line against, right? Because he kept running his mouth. And just when the contract looked like it might be slipping through his grasp, he goes with the low blow, takes the cheater's way out, and retains his contract and beats Draco Nix to kick off tonight's episode.
Well, and you know, Tony Donato still with that contract in hand, but has he expelled too much from the tank? I mean, an incredible performance from Nix. Will we see Tony Donato later tonight?
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Mobile, Alabama, Brooklyn Brewery.
We are keeping the action going tonight on Combat Nights, and it's women's division time. Brooklyn Barrett making her Combat Nights debut. Oh my God.
An explosive entrance for the Brat here in Combat Nights. Look at this, Brooklyn Barrett getting high fives all the way around. An incredibly exciting competitor. So excited to have this match right here tonight. Women's action on Combat Nights.
That's right, and Brooklyn Barrett, you know, you can tell Fort Walton Beach here loves Brooklyn Barrett. They're familiar with her. She obviously has been a big part of Combat Sport Pro Wrestling prior to Combat Nights launch, so we're excited to finally see her and all that she is here tonight in action, and with a great opponent as well.
Yeah, and one thing I'll tell you about Brooklyn Barrett is you see the stature of Brooklyn Barrett, right? Her head barely goes up to that top turnbuckle. Do not let that fool you. An extremely dangerous competitor.
And Stella Wren here at Props Brewery. Excited to be here as well, Landon.
Well, these two women, no strangers to one another. They've done battle up and down the Gulf Coast. Stella Wren, an incredibly exciting performer. Fans love her everywhere that she goes. She's looking to get a very impressive win tonight in Combat Nights.
Well, we know it's singles action, Stella Wren versus Brooklyn Barrett, but Stella is known to travel with a tag team partner. For those of you that haven't seen her tag team partner in action, it's Lizzie the Puppet, by the way. Maybe she'll be here somewhere. We don't know.
You never know where Lizzie's going to make an appearance if we know one thing for sure.
We are underway here. Women's division action on Combat Nights. Little sportsmanship from Stella Wren and Brooklyn Barrett. You love to see it. And I know you saw it when Brooklyn Barrett came out on her entrance video. It says, blame Brooklyn Barrett. She will take credit where credit is due, but I think you can just blame her for the good time we're going to have here tonight.
Earning a lot of credit with the fans here in Fort Walton Beach, that's for sure. That's right.
Celebrating with our birthday boy. Happy birthday 4 Sundays ago.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it. All right. And
collar and elbow tie-up. Landon, you talked about the stature of Brooklyn Barrett. We know Stella Wren going to have the strength advantage here and size advantage, right? What does Brooklyn Barrett do so well to counter that? Because she's always sort of physically going to be the underdog against her opponent. How does she keep up so well with larger opponents?
Certainly. I think she's got that natural scrappy ability, but one of the things we've seen from Brooklyn Barrett in the most recent months is that training she had with the Nightmare Factory. She's gotten so much more aggressive. Her striking game, she can knock you out if you're not careful. And her submissions, you have to be, look this right here. Grappling is top tier. Stella Wren's got a lot to handle, but hey, Stella Wren, no pushover. You talked about it, the power game. Stella Wren has a very great arsenal as well, a very explosive offense.
How about
Barrett?
this?
Look at that, innovate.
But Stella Wren catches the boot. Oh, not wait, that time looked like Wren was able to maybe avoid the contact there again with the flexibility and a jawbreaker now. Charging after Brooklyn Barrett into the corner. Gonna try it a second time. Here she comes. And a splash there in the corner as well. Snapmare takeover there. And here we go, face planting. Brooklyn Barrett. Cover by Stella Wren to pick up the win. Kick out it.
Really smart here from Stella Wren, trying to suffocate Brooklyn Barrett a little bit, keeping the offense hot and heavy, but Brooklyn looks like she created a little bit of separation. Stella not letting her capitalize. Very smart there with the forearm. Now shoves Brooklyn to the middle rope.
Charging after. Looked like she was going for the double knees, but Brooklyn Barrett able to get out of the way. Oh, but Stella Wren hangs her up on that top rope.
Dangerous maneuver too. I mean, talk about a jaw jacker. And, oh man, using Stella's own body weight against her, driving all of that weight into her jaw there, and now Stella loses her footing. Brooklyn.
I think an assistance from Brooklyn Barrett though there. Went for the kick. Nasty landing from Stella Wren. Stella went after Brooklyn on the apron, and Barrett has made her pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Stella Wren's brain rattled by that big boot.
But trying to fight her way back into it, bouncing Barrett's face off of the apron there as our action has spilled outside of the ring here.
Spencer, these two are pulling punches.
Barrett interrupts the 10 count. Very, very smart. And that's the thing about these two women. They have much more experience than it looks, right? They're both young, but they have been in that ring for several years, have held championships around the Gulf Coast. Very, very experienced, and you can tell here in the early going. As Stella getting an assist.
Wait a minute.
From the crowd.
That's not legal. Get that man out of here.
Listen, our ref's going to allow it.
Get that man out of here.
Brooklyn Barrett needing a moment to recover, takes just enough, able to roll up Stella, but wait, rolls through with a kick to the temple.
Stella couldn't see it coming, shoulders down. Brooklyn Barrett could have it here, only a 2 count.
You talked about some of Brooklyn Barrett's training history with the Nightmare Factory, but we also know, we haven't seen it on Combat Nights as a kick out at 2 from Stella there, but we know Brooklyn's history with Lucha Lacora as well, and every now and then you will see sort of the lessons from Lucha Lacora spill into the arsenal of Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's that unpredictability factor that you always see when Lucha Lacora is in the ring, and you see a lot of that seep into Brooklyn Barrett. Obviously, spent a lot of time training with Lucha Lacora.
You talked about Brooklyn Barrett strikes earlier, but Stella Wren throws them with the best of them as well as Barrett comes running in with the forearm.
Just tasted that one. And going to get introduced to another turnbuckle. Brooklyn Barrett got in store here.
Gonna count it out here. That's 4.
Hard to beat a good old-fashioned knuckle sandwich, Spencer.
That's right. All 10 of them. A perfect 10 for Brooklyn Barrett. Trying to send Stella Wren across, who's able to actually reverse it there. And look at that offense from Stella Wren. It's not a shoulder thrust like you normally see in the corner. She was using those knees there, but ducks under as Stella Wren charging after again, but runs into a boot. Brooklyn Barrett very, very comfortable in these corners and using these ropes to her advantage.
Yeah, able to get that leg right up there at perfect timing. Now she's lining up Stella Wren, but Stella Wren trying to get back up. Can Brooklyn try and take advantage quickly, or
Stella Wren meets her there, actually. Climbing up here, dangerous position for these two women. What Stella got in mind here. Wait, a belly to belly from the second rope.
But Brooklyn Barrett wisely rolls out of harm's way. Stella Wren not able to capitalize.
High impact from Stella Wren.
I mean, you saw the elevation.
Both of these ladies laying it all on the line here to get their first win on Combat Nights. Barrett trying to use the ropes to get back to her feet. She's able to do so. Stella Wren back to her feet as well. Barrett charges at her with a couple of forearms.
And you hear Props Brewery coming to life for Stella Wren. This could be it for her right here.
Double axe handles, ducks under the clothesline as Barrett, though, and gets that boot maybe to the throat there, it looked like, landed.
Stella, look at this. Heads up. Had that full Nelson on there. Might have been looking for a dragon suplex, but wait a minute. Explodes!
The icicle from Stella Wren into the cover on Barrett and a kick out at 2.
You can talk about the guts from Brooklyn Barrett. I mean, she just took a slew of offense.
Well, and we talked about the power of Stella Wren. Look at that icicle there off of the ropes, nearly taking Barrett's head off.
Incredibly impressive, the power game of Stella Wren on full display. She was ready for a fight tonight in Props Brewery.
Barrett, though, back to where she's been comfortable, that middle rope, and a drop kick to the back of Stella Wren. And what do we have here?
Barrett trying to trap the legs of Stella Wren, it looked like, but Stella Wren had it scouted. Wisely escaping that one, and nobody home.
Barrett takes Wren down there off that second rope and back to, yeah, this looks like that submission she was trying just a moment ago. Oh my God. She's got this? Both arms hooked. Stella Wren's got nowhere to go. And it's over.
She had absolutely no choice.
Here is your winners by submission, Brooklyn Barrett.
Incredible matchup here on Combat Nights. Stella Wren was there and brought all she could to Brooklyn Barrett tonight, but Barrett with a submission victory.
I can watch these women fight over and over again. Let's have them go at it one more time. And look at this. Brooklyn Barrett feels the same way. It's always good to see a little bit of sportsmanship.
Yeah, absolutely. Mutual respect for Brooklyn Barrett and Stella Wren on what's already been an exciting night of action on Combat Nights. Congratulations to Brooklyn Barrett for picking up her first win in Combat Night action. but I'm sure we'll be seeing more of Brooklyn Barrett and Stella Wren in the future here on Combat Nights. But Landon, it's just about that time to get set for the main event for the Combat Sport Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
I'm Cody Blade, backstage analyst here at Combat Sports Pro Wrestling, and I am here with Brooklyn Barrett. Brooklyn, welcome back. What does the future hold?
Thank you, it's good to be back. Well, I just wrestled Stella Wren, who honestly is an incredible performer, and she put up a hell of a fight, but I did submit her. Now what's next, I'm not quite sure. So whatever man, woman, child wants to wrestle me, just know that I will be ready and you will blame Brooklyn Barrett.
Thank you for your time. My name is Cody Blade, backstage analyst here at Combat Sports Pro Wrestling, and tonight I am here with our newest member of the Combat Sports Pro Wrestling roster, Stella Wren. Stella, tonight did not go your way. How do we move forward?
Well, it was great to make my combat sport debut, and you're right, it didn't go as I planned. I wrestled Brooklyn Barrett, and her and I have beat the hell out of each other all across the Gulf Coast, and tonight was no different. And while tonight didn't go as planned for me, I can't wait to come back to combat sport and wrestle anyone that wants to wrestle me, even people that don't want to wrestle me. I'm down for a challenge, and I can't wait.
We're excited to see what the future holds for Stella Wren.
Oh, Lizzie, hi!
We've got that big fight feel here at Props Brewery, Landon. But the truth is, every single time that dude, John Davis, steps out from that curtain, we've got that big fight feel. For the first time on Combat Nights, the Combat Sport Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship is on the line in our main event.
And you better believe that dude is ready for an all-out war against our heavyweight champion.
For 400 days, one man has taken Big Belt Betty home. And that's Mr. Ain't No Way, Ray Fury.
Spencer, how much does that belt weigh?
Listen, I mean, I don't know. I probably can't even pick it up. You know how weak these arms are.
There's the reason it's a heavyweight championship. Good Lord. And that's what Combat Sports Pro Wrestling is all about. These are heavy hitters fighting for the biggest prize you can in the sport of pro wrestling. And tonight, that's the heavyweight championship. This is a main event, Spencer.
You know, when you and I got the honor of being able to be here for Combat Sport Pro Wrestling and call the action, this is the sort of stuff we were dreaming about. Ray Fury, John Davis for the gold tonight. And these are two men that have all sorts of history, Landon. You know, it doesn't remind me too differently of just a couple of weeks ago on Combat Nights. We had Ray Fury versus Jesse Dragonheart, sort of a mentor and a student. And now the roles have reversed just a little bit. John Davis has spent a lot of time with Ray Fury under his wing. And so we'll see how well these two know each other tonight. But let's get set for our championship introduction with David Stoll.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the Combat Sport Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger. Fighting out of the Dark City, at a weight of 270.5 pounds, representing the Pantheon, he is that dude, John Davis.
Spencer, I don't know where the Dark City is, but I hear they have a good school district.
And his opponent, being accompanied to the ring by Big Belt Betty, from the Bronx, New York, at a weight of 206 pounds. For over 400 days, he has been the reigning, defending Combat Sport Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Ain't No Way, Ray Fury.
When you think about a champion that can represent your brand, that can put your belt around their waist and represent everything you stand for, it's hard to imagine anybody better than Ray Fury. And he's done it for over 400 days, Landon.
Spencer, he's got all the tools, right? And I'm not just talking about the in-ring ability, which, by the way, is off the charts. You want power game? He's got it. You want high-flying ability? He's got it. Agility through the roof. But he's also got impeccable character. This is a guy that you want to sit across from the breakfast table and eat cornflakes with. Go to the bar at Props Brewery and have a beer. He's just a phenomenal human being, a role model, and our heavyweight champion. And what a test for Ray Fury standing across the ring from him tonight.
Well, you list the accolades, you list the characteristics of the heavyweight champion, and he's looking across the ring at someone who knows all of that all too well in John Davis. He knows Ray Fury. They've known each other for years. And listen, John Davis said it at the Jump of Combat Nights earlier tonight. He's been doing this in between those ropes than most of the audience has been alive, right? And so when you talk about iron sharpening iron and testing your metal against someone, this is what you want. If you're John Davis, you got to be proud of how far Ray Fury has come in his career. And if you're Ray Fury, these are the kind of battles you want to have with Big Belt Betty on the line. May the best man win, right? This is the scenario you want to have. And listen, you can hear the Combat Sport Pro Wrestling fans. They love Ray Fury. They don't want anybody else as the heavyweight champion. But you have to imagine John Davis is going to earn some respect tonight.
Yeah, I think you made a good point. You know, talking about Ray Fury and the respect that he has. He has so much respect for these fans, but he has so much respect for the heavyweight championship, right? He doesn't just want to go out there and have a match with the next challenger. He wants the best of the best. And that's what the heavyweight championship deserves, and that's what the fans deserve.
This stare down here from Ray Fury and John Davis getting things started the right way with the handshake. Listen, doesn't matter all the history these two men have, the roads they've traveled, the sweat they've poured, the blood they've shed. When that belt, when that heavyweight championship is on the line, that's all that matters.
Here we go, Ray Fury. the first to lock in a side headlock here in this heavyweight championship match. Oh my God.
And listen, Props Brewery felt that one. The vibrations ringing out, the shoulder tackle.
Mr. Ain't No Way just ran into a brick wall. Well, doesn't that set a very interesting tone to start things off here, Spencer? Goodness gracious.
Used every bit of that 270 and a half pounds.
Every bit matters.
It sure does. Now it's a side headlock from John Davis here. Ray Fury trying to break free. Whips John Davis across, but he holds onto the wrist. And there you go. I mean, that's going to be something to look for kind of this whole matchup, right, Landon? Is John Davis sort of telestrating what's coming next from Ray Fury, a guy he knows so well.
Yeah, I mean, essentially taught him everything that Ray Fury knows. The question is, did John Davis teach him everything John Davis knows? And wait a minute, Ray Fury, maybe pulling out a few new tricks here. Look at this. That was a creative way to get back into a side headlock, but not staying in one place too long. That is very smart from our heavyweight champion.
Well, and yeah, just because John Davis knows him really well, and especially while he was younger, it doesn't mean Ray Fury hasn't picked up a few other things along the way.
We know how innovative our champion can be, that's no doubt.
Well, and that's so interesting, right? This is what we've seen so far. We saw the big display of power from John Davis. And on the flip side of that, we saw Ray Fury with the quickness, with the mat skills there to get the upper hand. So we've got an interesting contrast of maybe, I don't even want to say styles, because we know how versatile both of these men can be, but maybe the contrast in strategy in this heavyweight championship match.
Curious to see how Ray Fury is going to look to tackle this challenge. What strategy does the champion have in store? Right now, we're still in the feeling out process of this heavyweight championship match. Ray Fury going to take wrist control here. Arm, but wait a minute.
And John Davis, how about that? Sending Ray Fury across. And just when we thought Ray Fury may have sort of the upper hand, maybe the alley or the path he needs to go down is mat wrestling, chain wrestling, grappling with John Davis. John Davis shows he's got the size, but he's also got the agility and fights his way right back at him.
We're seeing a little bit of a chess match happening right now,
Absolutely.
Spencer, right?
Absolutely.
You know, at what point do you give up a little bit to try and create an opening for yourself, force your opponent to make a mistake?
Well, when you're at this high of a level, dealing with these high caliber of athletes, oftentimes that's what it comes down to. The difference is razor thin. So it's not that one man is eons better than the other. It's that who blinks first, who's going to make that mistake that costs them in our main event tonight. We'll see as things wage on here. Side headlock again for John Davis on Ray Fury.
Really don't see Ray Fury make a ton of mistakes, you know, over the years. I mean, that's why he's been our reigning heavyweight champion for so long. And oh my God, talk about a shoulder tackle. Ray Fury just got knocked into next week.
I wonder if he's been champion for more days in next week or not. Guess we'll find out. Ducks under Ray Fury, picking up the pace. And now John Davis is on the mat. Maybe that's the game, right? Maybe Ray Fury picking up the speed a little bit is what will keep John Davis off of his feet.
Yeah, well, I think, and now you see Ray Fury slowing the tempo. I think maybe leaning into that unpredictability factor. Ray Fury is comfortable upping the tempo and keeping it slow. And so if he can keep John Davis off of his tempo, that might be the winning strategy.
Yeah, it could just be about getting John Davis out of rhythm, right? Not knowing what's coming next. He does try to whip Ray Fury across there, but Fury holds on to that side headlock. might be seeing a little frustration seeping in here early. We'll see.
Well, difficult to breathe in that position for the challenger. And wait a minute, champion lands on his feet. Fury, look at that arm drag.
Puts him right back on the mat, right back into wrenching that left arm and that left shoulder. Quick as a hiccup is Ray Fury. Davis back to his feet though. Trying to cause some separation here, create it. And it's, look at that. But wait, oh man, just keeping up with his action, right? The power from John Davis, and it looks like Ray Fury used it against him.
He took that momentum, rode it all the way across, and now our challenger gonna need to take a little bit of a breather here on the outside. Reset, readjust.
Well, and it's like we've been saying since this matchup began, they're really feeling each other out. I think they both had ideas of what might work coming into this match. But now here we are a few minutes in. You've gotten a couple of minutes in the ring with your opponent. It might be time to go back to the drawing board and see exactly what you might need to change, how you might need to regroup and change up your game plan to create an advantage.
Well, trust me, there are plenty of tools still left in that toolbox.
Oh, absolutely, for both of these men.
Taking his time and absolutely no rush. Very smart. Ray Fury quickly make you pay if you're a little too overeager.
Well, and listen, our fans here at Props Brewery are more than happy for these men to take their time. They are loving this main event already, and we're only a few minutes in. Ducks under, Ray Fury. Control of the waist, but turns things around. Putting Davis on that middle rope, rolls through, drop kick to the back, and Davis again rolls to the outside.
Yeah, if we're scoring points, Ray Fury may have just gotten one up. And look at this, unbelievable! Suicide dive. How in the world did he avoid the post?
John
Precision.
Davis thought he was safe on the outside. I almost never see a competitor dive through the middle rope near the corner, Landon. That was incredible from Ray Fury.
Ring comfortability, experience. That is what it takes to be a heavyweight champion. And now,
right there as he meets Davis on the outside this time around.
Good Lord.
Here he comes. Oh, the boot straight to the mush.
One fluid motion from Ray Fury. Now.
Beats him up there with another kick to the face. Here he comes, using the ropes to his advantage. Listen, John Davis went to the outside, trying to get a moment's apiece. Ray Fury said, ain't no way, I'm going out there, the suicide dive. And as evenly matched as this thing has been in the early going, kind of like you were saying, Ray Fury now a clear advantage for the first time in this matchup.
Yeah, if you're looking for a moment of rest against the heavyweight champion, you're not going to find it.
Do you think, Landon, and I think the answer is probably clear based off of the action so far, but is there any part of Ray Fury who has to think about Tony Donato at the same time?
Well, I think that's part of being heavyweight champion is that belt, 100 pounds, whatever it does weigh, may as well be a target that you're carrying around on your back. At all times, I think the champion is thinking about not just Tony Donato, but everyone back there who wants a shot. And oh my God!
Fury looking to pick up the pace again. That time runs into an elbow from John Davis. But wait, Fury tries to roll through there. Davis holds one of the ropes, and here he comes. Had it scouted. And look at this from John Davis, the absolute strength. And dropping Ray Fury on the back of his neck. My goodness.
And so much just happened in that lightning quick exchange. You saw Ray Fury noticed the direction, and he knew before even John knew he was going to do it, change direction and set up. He quarter turned as quick as you possibly can, but Davis was still one step ahead.
Strike that off of the list of advantages that Ray Fury may have had. We talked about picking up the pace was how to do it, but you saw it there. John Davis can absolutely hang in with Ray Fury when the things get quick in this matchup. Big chop in the corner there. I mean, this is exciting action on Combat Nights, our first heavyweight championship match in our short history here. We hope you're enjoying the action. We hope you subscribe on YouTube. Oh, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time with more Combat Night action on YouTube, but you can catch Combat Sport Pro Wrestling live April 24th, just a couple of days away, back in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. Want to make sure you're following along. Also, we'll be back at the Sanctuary on May 9th. So plenty of opportunities to catch Combat Sport Pro Wrestling live. But will we continue to be with our next two live events in the 400-plus day reign of Ray Fury, or will we be in the John Davis era?
What we talked about earlier is, oh my God!
The boot! Ray Fury finally got back to his feet and ran into that massive boot from John Davis. My God.
We were talking about maybe keeping score, who's scoring the most points. We saw just a few minutes ago that dude scored 3 points.
Right.
But,
Listen,
I mean,
if
give
Ray
him a
Fury,
couple more for that one.
If Ray Fury had the lead, we're back to even now. My goodness. What a kick there. What a boot from John Davis. And you can tell Ray Fury is reeling. That forearm sending Fury to the outside this time.
Yeah, now it's Ray Fury who needs a moment to regroup.
And he's not going to get it. John Davis following him to the outside. We've seen how dangerous things can get on the outside at Props Brewery here on Combat Nights.
Oh, man. Just absolutely relentless.
Listen, you look at John Davis, that is not a man you would want to walk into in a dark alley in the middle of the night. I mean, this dude,
particularly not in Dark City.
That's right. He owns the streets of Dark City. Well, I've been told. Breaks the count. Ray Fury takes advantage of the momentary separation. Gets a chop, trying to regroup and recover here. But Davis right there to keep laying it in. Right in front of the kids. You hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean, look at the value that our fans here in the front row are getting. Look at this action literally in their faces.
But Ray Fury now, heart of a champion, continuing to fight back, but John Davis picks him up and drops him on the apron.
Oh my God. He didn't even just pick him up and drop him on the apron. He tossed him in the air. Unbelievable power.
In the 400-plus days of Ray Fury's reign, I don't think I've seen him get manhandled like this before. Both men back in the ring. Sounds like our Combat Sport Pro Wrestling fans sort of pleading with John Davis. They don't want to see Ray Fury hurt, but wait! Fury maybe playing a little bit of possum there.
Suckered him in. When's the last time you saw a man jump from his knees and get a leg all the way up to somebody's temple?
Oh, God. Again, it happened. Ray Fury, for just a moment, had a chance to regain control, but the power game solely belongs to John Davis in this matchup.
This is no doubt the biggest test of Ray Fury's lengthy heavyweight championship career. Listen to the fans here in Props Brewery. Behind the champion,
apron has not been kind to Ray Fury in this matchup so far. Holds onto the rope there. Only thing stopping him from falling on the first row after that chop from John Davis.
Those ropes are just as unforgiving. What the hell is he planning to do here?
We've seen from action earlier in tonight's episode of Combat Nights how dangerous it can be in the corner, bringing Ray Fury in the hard way, but Fury lands on his feet. Oh, and very, very smart. Goes low, kicks at the foot, brings Davis down, and how about that, the backbreaker. Double knees, catching both the back and I think the back of the neck of John Davis, bringing him back in from that middle rope. And our champion may have an opportunity here.
Ray Fury said, you thought you were gonna pull one over on the heavyweight champion. He's got one thing to say. Ain't no way. And just listen to the fans here. Cross Brewery's gonna need to buy a new roof.
Both men able to get to their feet before the count of 10. Discus chop there from Fury.
How about another one?
Second one. Ducks under the clothesline from Davis. Oh, backhand to the face.
Disrespect.
Davis charges after Fury, able to roll out of the way. Runs into a boot though. Both of these men trying to gain control. Hold on now. Unbelievable.
Lightning quick is Ray Fury, and now the champ could have him right here.
Face first goes Davis. Ray Fury using the Frankensteiner to regain control of the #1 contender.
I think Ray Fury's feeling a little froggy.
We've seen this before from Ray Fury. Is it gonna happen? The DDT, a springboard from Ray Fury, and the cover to retain the gold. No, a kick out at 2 landed.
What a match for the Combat Sports Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship.
We talked about these two men trying to find the right strategy, trying to find the right plan against their opponent. These two men know each other so well. It looks like John Davis, the power game is working for John Davis, and it's looking like the high flying might be working for Ray Fury. Can they keep up? Can they keep on that same path? Can Ray Fury hit the knockout blow to take Big Belt Betty home once again? Oh!
Slows that momentum with the Uranagi and plants him with a knee. This could be it right here. Spencer, new champion, no!
A kick out at the very last second, and what the hell is Tony Donato doing here?
Just wants a bit of a closer look at the action, Spencer.
Come on. He has no business being out here. This has been one hell of a heavyweight championship match. And Tony Donato sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, right? It is an incredible match, but I wouldn't go as far as to saying Tony Donato has no business out here. He has that contract.
John Davis earlier tonight said he was gonna take it to Tony Donato if he wouldn't shut his mouth, but Tony Donato just yelling at John Davis. He says, I'll be waiting. But Ray Fury gets the knee up, and then he takes the right hand to Tony Donato. But John Davis takes advantage. And here he goes, brain buster on Ray Fury. The cover, 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Oh my God. Tony Donato very nearly cost Ray Fury the championship right now.
No doubt, Tony Donato has inserted himself into this match. He's playing a factor. Can Ray Fury overcome all the odds.
Well, and you have to imagine John Davis isn't happy to use Tony Donato's help. You know, that certainly was not intentional. But John Davis did throw a punch at Tony Donato. Ray Fury made the choice to do that. And John Davis hits him with the massive brain buster and nearly took that championship away.
Tony Donato gives you lemons.
Man, that sentence has never been said in the history of mankind. John Davis picks up the champion. Ray Fury, super kick. Here he comes off the ropes. Oh my goodness, a spine buster.
A brutal landing.
Goes for another knee and a cover from Ray Fury. Tony Donato distracting the referee, come on. That had to be 3, Landon.
No count was made. And oh my God, how's that for a lemon?
John Davis has had enough.
Tony Donato just got his jaw jacked. And Ray Fury now looking to take advantage, but no.
Lands on the apron, but goes after that kick to Tony Donato. Somebody get him the hell out of here. Here comes Fury. Ducks under. Here we go. Looks like these two men can finally turn their attention back to each other as Ray Fury with the heavyweight championship on the line. The froggy elbow to retain. What?
You couldn't have done it any better than what we just saw from our heavyweight champion. But this match is not over.
Maybe John Davis is that dude.
I mean, did you see the distance on that froggy elbow from Ray Fury? Unbelievable.
How many times has Ray Fury retained that championship with the froggy elbow?
And now you see Ray Fury just struggling to come up with what could possibly be left.
Well, and don't forget, he had John Davis rolled up potentially for a 3 count there. We'll never know because Tony Donato distracted the referee. But what happens when your competitor takes your best shot and kicks out, Landon?
Got to go back to the well. You can't beat yourself up.
John Davis said he did not come here to lose, and he has proven that to be the case so far tonight.
We've seen Ray Fury take a ton of damage at the hands of Davis all night long, and he's been able to power through on every single occasion. He hit that froggy elbow. Can he do it again?
We said it this whole matchup that it's been razor thin. Who's going to make the mistake? Tony Donato was trying to cause the mistake, but both men have come out on the other side. Ray Fury goes low there, a chop, and then a pump kick to John Davis. Here comes Fury, but a power bomb from Davis, and he follows it up with the German suplex, and he's not done yet. Lariat's ducked under, though, by Ray Fury, who's trying to go over, and the Destroyer. Ray Fury spiking John Davis, but Davis, the clothesline and the cover, and I think that was 3, Landon.
You've got to be kidding me!
Did we see what we think we just saw?
I can't believe what I'm seeing! The fans here at Props Fury, I mean, we're speechless.
The Destroyer by Ray Fury spiked John Davis on his head. He responded with one hell of a clothesline. Ray Fury did not get his shoulder up, and his 400-plus day reign has come to an end. And for the first time in over a year, Big Belt Betty is going home with another dude. And it's that dude, John Davis, the new Combat Sport Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
You talked about the offense that Ray Fury was able to get in on John Davis, but Davis able to use that momentum against Ray Fury to score that championship tonight, and we're going to hear from our new champion.
First order of business, Tony, stay out of my business if you know what's good for yours.
I hope Tony Donato got that message loud and clear.
Secondly, oh my God, Ray Fury. Young lady, I ain't no champ. That's crazy because I'm holding the championship.
Argue with that.
He said he was going to gain the respect of these fans, and he's done just that, Landon.
Hold on. Just give me 1 second. Let me say something, and you can move and you can cheer. Just give me a second. Hear me out. Hold on, Ray. Keep your colorful behind in this ring. So, what? Him? Oh, it was him. Oh, you're good. Look. Listen. Like I said, this is one of my wrestling kids. That's one of my wrestling kids. Hell, I think I got wrestling grandkids here. I don't want to ruin anybody's evening. I don't want to take away from the historic damn reign that Ray Fury just had. But I did because I am a professional wrestler. I treat this as sport. I go after championships, much like Ray went after championships. Look. Love me, hate me. I'm quite aware that the referee needs help counting. We do this one of two ways. One, I put this championship down, I get out of this ring, and I beat this referee within an inch of his life.
You better get out of here, bud.
We may never hear from him again.
He's faster than he looks. Option 2, I take this championship. I defend it with every ounce of my being And like a fighting champion, Ray Fury, you go home, you heal up. When you're ready, the rematch is yours.
The ultimate respect. And Landon, you're telling me we got a chance of seeing this thing again down the line?
Sign me up.
Incredible sportsmanship from the new Combat Sport Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. And now we're going to hear from Mr. Ain't No Way.
Hold on, I think y'all are respecting my boy. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Fury.
What a reign.
If I don't lose anyway, I'm gonna go out on my shield, just like that. So hats off to John Davis. To me, that man is probably one of the best wrestlers in the South today. Ain't nobody holding their candle to that man. So ain't no shame losing. Ain't no way. No, we don't do respect. Thank you for Walton Beach. Thank you, Combat Sport Pro. It's been an honor being your champion, holding that title, defending this company, defending this building as if it was my own. So losing that title is like losing family. So pardon me if I'm a little emotional, but thank you. Everyone who came out tonight. I'll see you guys next month. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Hey, one time for the room. Can I get too fast? Hey, Yee. Can I get too fast? Hey, Yee. That felt good. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for Mr. Ain't No Way, Ray Fury.
An unbelievable end to a historic championship reign. John Davis is our new heavyweight champion. We want to thank you for joining us on Combat Nights. For Landon Corbin, I'm Spencer Hunt. We will see you in 2 weeks right back here with more Combat Nights.
My name is Cody Blade. This has been another amazing edition of Combat Sports Pro Wrestling. And, well, hang on a second. We are here with that dude, John Davis, the new Combat Sports Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. John, I seen you made your way over here. What would you like to let us know?
Honestly, man, I was just on my way to get some water, sit down and rest. I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse, but I've known Ray for forever. I was there pretty much day one. I've watched him grow into the man that he is, into the champion that he is. Proud is an understatement. I'm not going to come out here and beat my chest and talk about how good I am. You can Google me, you can YouTube me, you can see for yourself. This roughly 20 pounds of gold on my shoulder will tell you if you don't understand. With that statement, I would like to add just one more. Forgive me a second. I don't come here to play games. I don't come here to lose. I come here to be the very best professional wrestler in any company, in any ring, in any country, in the entire world. If you don't like that, do something about it. I dare you. End of the match though. 1, 2, 3, and still that dude, John Davis.